What is up, sports fans? Welcome back to the channel. We are the West Coast champs. I'm again Nathan. This is my buddy Gordon. And we are back to do part 2 of our pre-NFL 2020 draft. How you feeling today?
Feeling awesome. Ready to discuss some players I like. Let's just get right into it.
Yeah, so as Gordon said, today we are focusing on players. Instead of straight up and analyzing, though, we are going to have a little bit of a game. We're going to have 5 categories. Player that you love, players that you think are undervalued, an impact player week 1, my favorite category, the overrated category, and lastly, a player that we think will be a star 5 years down the line. So let's get right into it, Gordon. Who is the player that you love in this draft?
Well, the first player that I love, I'm going to have to go with Grossmantoes. Very insane sounding name, but very insane good player as well. He's 6'5", he's from Penn State, he's an edge rusher. People have described him as a young Jason Pierre-Paul, and I would definitely have to agree with them because he is your prototypical edge player here in today's modern NFL. He's got long range, he's got great hands, he's consistently in the backfield as well. Even on the plays that he doesn't make, he always seems to be back there. While he does, I think, have to work at some of his move sets and his point of attack, those are all things that he's gonna be able to learn in the NFL and be a great player. This guy, there's not much really I think that he can't learn and can't improve on in the NFL. The only things that he does are all things that he can learn. So this guy is big, strong, fast. He gets to the quarterback. He makes plays. The only thing is his inconsistency on some of his move sets, but with good training and coaching, he's going to be good in time. I think he's going to go top of the second round to a really good team.
That's exciting to hear. And ever since you brought his name up to me a little bit ago, I have seen his stock go up immensely here in the mock drafts. Staying here with this first category, the player I love is CeeDee Lamb. In a wide receiver heavy draft, and it's hard to choose one from the other, but the one thing that I think that CeeDee has better than anybody is his availability to get that spec catch. This is a guy that can seemingly make every single catch. I look at him like a guy like the two brothers down in Cleveland, Jarvis Landry and OBJ. I think that CeeDee Lamb has both those skill sets to go underneath, to go over top, to get that spec catch, and I think that he's going to make an impact week 1 and become an absolute star in this draft. And he's had quarterbacks that have been great, and everybody thinks that that's why he's good. Personally, I think he made them better. He had the talent from day 1, and there is no doubt about it. And I'm excited to see where he goes and that he's going to make an impact right away.
He's definitely going to be one of the more favorite players to watch, along with all those other receivers. So let's hope that they go to some fun teams.
Definitely. Moving on to our second category, who is your pick for the most undervalued and underloved player in this draft?
Right now, to go right alongside your boy CeeDee, definitely going to have to go with my own wide receiver here, Lil Chennault out of Colorado, junior. 6'1", he's got explosive playmaking skills at every level of the field. I think he can run deep and use the ball to catch his body high at the point of attack, but also I think he can take quick 2-step slant routes and take them 80 yards to the house. As soon as I put this guy's tape on, I loved watching the whole thing. Throughout, it was like a 10 or 15-minute video. I watched the whole thing. I was just like, wow, I've never seen this guy, and immediately I am entranced with how he plays. He just uses his size to do everything. He can truck guys. He can take the end around and go all the way. He does everything. He played all 3 wide receiver positions in college as well. Yeah, no, he's good. His versatility is going to be well liked in the NFL. So for his NFL comparison, kind of a weird one, but his running style that he does on the end arounds reminds me of Cordarrelle Patterson, and his technical field skills or technical ball skills when he's actually catching the ball definitely like Juju Smith. So kind of a weird combination, but when you watch this guy play,
definitely deadly.
Yeah, he's very deadly with those those skill combinations. I'm gonna love to see where he goes as well.
I think that we're gonna somehow see him sneak maybe into that bottom half of the second round, going to a team like San Francisco.
Ooh, that would be beautiful to
or
watch
even
him and
Tennessee, depending on where those top wide receivers go. For mine, I'm gonna actually go with an entire category of players. I have drilled this into everybody's head, and I think that the running back class is not loved enough in this draft. Everybody I've spoken with and even watching is Jonathan Taylor and DeAndre Swift are going to be the steals of the draft. I don't care where they go. These two guys broke records and dominated college football since the time they stepped on the field. I think Jonathan Taylor reminds me of Melvin Gordon, who went to Wisconsin and Jonathan Taylor broke his records. So I don't see why Jonathan Taylor couldn't make it in the NFL and start week one and be ready to run the ball downhill and score touchdowns. And DeAndre Swift, to me, is a poor man's Christian McCaffrey, and I hope to God my Eagles at 21 draft him. He can definitely run through the tackles, but he is absolutely deadly on the outside, catching the ball and running over the middle and underneath routes. So two guys that I think headline that class of running backs that will eventually come out and show that they mean business and are steals wherever they are taken. And moving on, who do you think is a player that will be impact week one?
To go along right with your running back selection, I'm going to go with Clyde EdwardsHelaire. I think someone's going to get him in that second round, maybe in the middle of the second round, maybe at the top of the second round. Someone actually wises up and says, oh, look, these running backs actually can play in the NFL, especially this guy. He's small, he is quick, he is agile, but he has power as well. He seems to be super balanced and can really shift his feet outside of the backfield, back in the backfield. He can run through the tackles as well. Just it's very similar to DeAndre Swift. I'd say he's a little slower than some of these other running backs coming out of the class. And so while he is elusive and shifty, I'd love to compare him to Dion Lewis of the Titans right now. And it seems to be able to, always seems to break at least one or two tackles whenever he touches the ball and just gets those extra yards through it. I think he's going to be able to be a 2 or 3 down back maybe in a couple of years here and really make an impact on whoever seems to get him.
And one thing about him that we have read about and seen time and time again when he was at LSU is he fights for every yard. They compared him to Adrian Peterson in that sense, which I think is an absolutely compliment for him. And he doesn't have fumble issues. So he's definitely a guy that I think will get out there week one, like you said, and put his head down and run. They may need to tame that back, though, because it can get you in trouble. But I definitely love that pick there for impact player week one. Staying along with that run game and on the offensive side of the ball, my week one pick is Tristan Wirfs. He broke records at the combine and he dominated at Iowa, running down the field, throwing blocks for his guys. And really, I don't think I need to say much. Everybody knows who he is, and everybody knows he's going to be the first offensive lineman taken. And week one, you're going to hear his name, and I think you're going to see him at the Pro Bowl in his first year, which is going to be absolutely dominant.
He should be one of the better players immediately in the NFL. I know we keep comparing him to Quentin Nelson. He just seems to be fast, big, strong, and I don't know who wouldn't want him. So him, Mekhi Becton, they're all going to go top 15, I think.
They definitely are. I see Wirfs even going in the top 5, depending on what order the quarterbacks go and some of those defensive players. Moving on to my favorite category, who is your overrated player in the draft?
Now, I know we have talked a lot about the quarterback class. This one can go either way for 2 different reasons. I'm going to say Justin Herbert is overhyped. Now, the only reason I say that is because he is being lumped in the same category as Tua and Burrows, and I don't think that either I don't think he's even close to either of those two players. I think him, Jordan, and Jacob below. Him, Jake Fromm, and Jacob Eason all belong in a tier right below Tua and Burrows. I think that right now Justin Herbert is only going up high just due to the needs of quarterbacks from some of these teams. In reality, in terms of talent, I'd say he's a back-end first-round player, but he is going to go much higher, and it's just due to the fact that quarterbacks always go high in the draft, and he's going to be selected by a team that has fallen out of the Tua and Burrows race. I think he's overhyped.
What's crazy is if you think about it, a year ago, he was the number one quarterback probably. Besides Kyler Murray, he was going to be top of that class, and teams wanted him. They wanted him to leave. I think that I don't know if he's overhyped. I just think he may not be ready. He's got the size, but he has a lot of growing to do mentally and during the game. I think down the road though he could be a solid NFL quarterback, but I can't disagree. I don't think that he's ready right now, so I'm right there with you. And for mine, I'm gonna stay there in the quarterback class also. My honorable mention before my actual pick, and I think everybody's gonna drill me in the comments and in the sports world, is I think Tua is the most overrated player in this draft. Hands down, there is nothing to say about it. I can't wait to hear what you all have to say about that. But my actual pick is Jordan Love. Jordan Love has the arm strength of an NFL talent, but I don't know if he has the IQ and the head to play in the NFL. If you look at his stats, he was almost a 1-to-1 turnover to touchdown ratio, and I just don't see that as an upside. I know he played at Utah State, and that's definitely going to make a big deal about that. But if that's going to be your argument, then why was Carson Wentz and Joe Flacco picked high? So I'm not huge on Jordan Love. I hope that the Chargers, if they are going to draft a quarterback where they are, they do go for the guy that you don't like. And I think that down the road he'll make a better NFL quarterback. But I think Jordan Love and Tua are not going to live up to the hype of that. And
it kind of seems to me that if those two quarterbacks off the board, then the Chargers are a little bit screwed there at number 5 or number 6.
Yeah, I mean, I think their best bet is Burrows or Herbert.
It really is.
Luckily, I think that Tua's going to go to either the Redskins or the Dolphins, so they won't have to worry about that. Personally, I would even maybe go Jake Fromm before I would go Jordan Love, and I know that a lot of people don't like that, but I think Fromm is in that same category. These guys need some time to develop. They're technically NFL ready, but I don't think that they are starter ready.
They're not NFL winning ready, that's for sure.
Definitely. So it's an interesting carousel of quarterbacks that we will see this year. And to round out our game, who do you think in 5 years is going to be absolutely dominating?
Now, this is kind of a hard category to pick because, why wouldn't somebody be good now, but they'll be good in 5 years later? So I kind of took that and kind of ran with it. I have a guy here, edge out of Boise State, Curtis Weaver. He's not big, he's not too strong, but this guy, he really knows his technical skills. And when I was watching his highlight, it seemed that he didn't really chop and block at people. It seemed like he kind of flowed through the offensive line to the running back or the quarterback. I think if he learns how to contort his body and knows how to slip past these bigger, stronger offensive linemen in the NFL, when he learns how to get past these guys using his insane body mechanics that I haven't really seen too often, he's going to be good. I think give him a few years to really learn how and where he fits in this NFL game, and he can be a good player on anybody who has him down the road from now. So
definitely, I will definitely keep my ears and eyes open for him. I do not know much about him, but we know that these Boise State guys sneak up and become impact players here in the NFL.
They do.
Round out a guy that I actually learned about from you as we were preparing for the NFL draft is Grant Delpit out of LSU, a big safety, a guy that if he had gone out a year ago was probably going to be a top 10 pick. And then last year seemingly fell off, had a little bit of a rough year on a LSU defense that seemingly dominated. But he's a guy that's good at everything. He's not great at everything yet. The one thing I think he has, though, is he has size. He'll fill the gaps. He's not a huge hitter. He's not a great run stopper. And he'll lock down, but he's not a ball hawk. I could see him turning into a guy like Cam Chancellor. He's not as big and not as violent, but if he can grow a little bit, get that IQ up a little bit more, and start getting better at the little things, I see in 5 years him being a dominant force here in the NFL.
I definitely am a supporter of him. I think there's going to be a couple guys in this draft that are going to be down the line, 3rd, 4th round that, are going to be impact starters later in their NFL career. So I'm excited for this draft. I'm excited for all the guys that we talked about today. I'm interested to see how this draft shapes up. It's the most interesting one we've ever seen in our lifetimes. Let's see what happens, and let's have a little fun with it afterwards.
Definitely going to be a draft to remember, and there are players from top to bottom in every single round that will make a grand impact here in the NFL. Please feel free, take our categories and fill in your own and leave them down below and send them to us.
All five of them.
All 5. We want to hear them, and please let us know what you think about our picks. I know there are ones that Gordon liked of mine, and some of Gordon's that I didn't like of his. So please let us know what you think. Drop a like, hit the subscribe button, and follow us on our social medias at West Coast Champs on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. We will bring you more content after the draft. We are excited. We'll give you live reactions of what we think are going on, and we can't wait to hear from you all. Signing off, we will see you guys soon, and we are excited to see the NFL come back to action. Have a good one.